and welcome back to part 4 of What If Goku and Broly Went to Earth and Were Raised as Brothers? Last time on the Dragon Ball Z, what if Raditz came and got a very rude awakening that his brother, despite still knowing who he generally was, well, to some degree, at least knowing he was a Saiyan and all that, wasn't helping out with the conquering of Earth for Frieza. Add on to the fact we had this other Saiyan there, Broly, who decided to bitch smack Raditz around until he was crying to the other Saiyans. And that's kind of where we'll leave off with Goku and Broly are actually not really worried about Vegeta and Nappa all that much. Him bringing the other Saiyans there, I mean, they're keeping it in the back of their minds, not even back of their minds, keeping it there, keeping it in their minds, but they're not focusing on it right at the moment, because if they're hugely stronger than Raditz, they might pose a mild issue, but between Goku being able to transform into the Super Saiyan form, Broly being able to do Akari, I mean, they're still training and working on improving their skills, but they're not training to stop the Saiyans. Even, like Tien and Yamcha and Krillin and Chaozu aren't overly worried, although they are training a bit more so when they heard that there are other Saiyans out there. So they're using the gravity chamber, all that. So really, that's kind of what's happening on Earth at the moment. They're not focusing right now on training. Whereas Raditz eventually does get back to Vegeta and Nappa. And they're just looking at Raditz like, yo, you must be joking. What happened to Raditz? I wasn't prepared. The powers... I couldn't even read them. My scouter just blew up before I could even get a proper reading. Your scouter blew up? That's pathetic. Well, hold on. Vegeta, he has the same model scouter as we do. Is that correct, Nappa? I think so. Why? What are these scouters rated to in terms of the power? During the matches, Nappa basically kind of like does the whole thing where he's trying to think on and say, wait, I got an idea. Vegeta, hold on. And, he reads Vegeta's power level, the 1800 altogether, or 18,000. The 18,000 in total. It's like, and they see it didn't break there. If I'm not mistaken, they're rated to like the low 20,000s, Vegeta. And you're saying that your measly low-class brother and some nobody has power well beyond over 20,000. Is that what you're saying, lads? I'm telling you what happened. Nappa, get the ship ready. Raditz, you're coming with us. Show us what showing these low class really are. Oh god, sorry, burping. Low class really are. And so they head off, and time's been moving forward just fine. Ultimately, though, Kami can sense probably like we're not really sure how far Kami's range of detection for incoming threats were to the Earth. We knew he could pretty much sense stuff on the planet without too much difficulty. But in terms of how far to the Earth, who knows? I imagine you could probably at least predict a day out. Easy. It's like, we have a problem. Goku, Broly, we have a problem. It's like, no, what's that? Because it's probably been about a year's time now. It seems your brother's coming back, Goku, but he's bringing in reinforcements. It must be the other Saiyans he mentioned, and they are significantly stronger than he is. Now, it's like, all right then. We probably got this handled. Yes. To which Kami actually says, yes, I can't say, I don't believe that they shouldn't be terribly difficult for you to handle, but there's still no way. This should be known. And so, I mean, how strong as they were gotten in a year, what's different in this version, because they didn't, take the whole year to train intensively. Broly and Goku have probably not grown huge. Goku's probably grown more because Broly's just naturally stronger than he is base-wise. Broly hasn't probably grown that much. I would go so far as to say probably his power level's only gone up maybe like an extra 5 grand, whereas Goku maybe is actually batting around 60. So he's closed the gap a little bit. I think what they've really been training on more is just working on Super Saiyan, controlling it, and Broly controlling his Akari form. Meanwhile, Krillin, Tien, Yamcha, and Chaozu probably have been training a bit more intensively, using the gravity chamber and what other means they could have available. Krillin at this point, as I said, was probably close to Goku's power initially. Here, he's probably now around like 12,000. Well, maybe not that. Well, no, yeah, because that's not even double. So if we're talking about solid training, but not training to like stop evil, then yeah, I'd say 12,000 is reasonable. Tien is probably close to. I'd say Tien because Tien is among all of them the only guy who's strictly stayed a martial artist. I'd say him being at maybe 10,000 even actually isn't out of the realm of possibility. Yamcha coming in right around the Nappa full power level 7,500, and Chaozu maybe even round up the field with about 4,000 there, Jim. So even Chaozu is the same strength as Nappa. That gravity chamber is amazing, and they weren't even going full force in terms of the training. So they show up, all the Z-Fighters show up. I think they're able to basically direct the pod. They flex their powers enough to say, oh yeah, you should land here, and they land here. Nappa, Raditz, and Vegeta get out. So tell me, which one is your brother? The tall one or the tall one or the tall... We're basically just pointing out which one's his brother. So yeah, Kakarot. Oh, so you're Kakarot, I see. With your very impressive power level. Oh, it seems you were able to give your brother quite a run for his money. But actually, it's like, oh, it wasn't me. It wasn't him. It was Broly who did it. Broly, you did, and to which Vegeta does have this weird, like, memory in this back of his head. Nothing. It's kind of like with Beerus, where he met Beerus once and then like it left an impression. Not quite that bad, but because King Vegeta wanted Broly just killed, the conversation of the threat he posed was probably brought up, and Vegeta probably heard about it at one point. So he does vaguely know the name. Like the name, it rings a vague bell. It's like, why do I know that name? I don't know, Vegeta, but you can't be that tough. But if you're really as strong as I say, I'm not going to hold back against you. Look, guys, we can take care of these two if you really want to. No, it's all right. It's all right. Just keep an eye on Raditz. And Goku's like just squaring off against Nappa, and Broly's just squaring off against you. We're going to give you the same warning we gave Raditz. Get off this planet, or next time, and we'll let it be, or we'll let bygones be bygones. We don't have to fight each other. Hell, we don't have to fight at all. We know you work for Frieza, and Frieza needs to be brought down. We can work together. That's actually not a bad proposition. I'd almost be inclined to agree, except for the fact that I have the feeling we'd be following orders from you. And I, this Saiyan Prince, is super elite, do not follow orders from a low class like you. So, and he powers up, because if Raditz is right, then he needs to, be at full power just in case. And Nappa and Raditz charge in, and Goku's just like, it's like, stand. And after a little bit, it's like, stand still, damn it. Okay, fine, you first. It's like, you first. Just gut checks him. It's like, and it's like, yep, sorry. Just takes Nappa out. How you doing, bro? It's like, yeah, I'm doing all right. It's like, Tubman. You're definitely the strongest of the three. I'll give you that. But they're not going to be able to hit me, Vegeta. Just stop this right now. Or you're not going to be able to beat me in a fight, Vegeta. Just stop this while you're behind it. You bastard! Then, but fine, screw it, I'll kill you all! And you're what? Gallet gun! And you can tell he's charging an attack. Fire! And Vegeta's power levels are right around 30 when he uses the Gallet gun. Which means Broly's still over 3 times stronger than him, which is still hilarious. Honestly, it's one of those things where you can just go, boom! Kind of basically do what Frieza did to Goku on Namek. Just boom! And Broly just flies up there. It's like, are you done? And Vegeta's last ditch ever would be, it's like, before you even think about turning into an ape. Me and Kakarot can both do that, and we've been practicing hard enough, long enough to actually have some level of control. I don't know what your control is, but even if it were perfect, you're not going to be able to beat us. Just knock it off. Or just give up, Vegeta. How did you get? How did you get so strong? And Broly I've always been strong. I just had to train to get stronger. Me and Goku have always been strong for this planet. We've always been able to just train and push ourselves harder. It's just as simple as that. You have something to protect, and you have something to fight for. You get stronger because they have family, they have friends now. So it makes sense that they would get stronger from just not only training, but training for a purpose. I'm sorry, I'm just checking the time. So it's fighting for something other than yourself. And Vegeta just goes down to Nappa. Nappa, Raditz, we're leaving. But what about what he said, Vegeta? What he said about taking down Frieza? Think about it. I mean, if he's this strong now, we're leaving now. And so, they head out. And the day was saved. But what else is lurking in the evil hearts of Saiyans or freaky alien genotypes? Well, yeah, so Raditz, Vegeta, Nappa are recuperating. Nappa definitely would get a Zenkai. I'd imagine we could put him. And again, by the way, there's no actual. I know I read somewhere about the idea of his power level being at full power 7,500, but there is no documented. There's nothing in the Daizenshu for that. But it makes sense because he did power up against Goku, and Goku still edged him out, but Goku had to Kaioken to catch him in that instant. So that's why I always do that. Is I go to this 7,500 for his full power. So 10 grand I always think is a reasonable number. Vegeta did not get his, for lack of a better term, tail kicked as bad this time around. But he still probably would get a Zenkai. Honestly, probably just go into the even 20. Let's say he went to 24, which is 6 grand, which was a third of his power. If we decide to just go with the quarter instead, that means that his power would only increase by 3.5. So if we let's just do an even 4,000. That puts him at 22,000, which does put him still stronger than Doria by a little bit of margin. So he is stronger, just not as much. And Rad sits at 2,000. And they're discussing what to do. Could we really, how are we ever going to be able to beat them? Seriously, their power is insane. And Radzine says, I think they were holding back still. I can tell there's something about that power that's different. And obviously we're referring to the fact that we're talking about Super Saiyan and Ikari here, at least at the moment. I told you, Vegeta, why? Can't you I know we're Saiyans, I know we're prideful, but if they have the power to beat Frieza, then we could use that, and then take them down later if we need to. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. And Vegeta just, it's you don't give me orders, Raditz. I give them to you. I may have taken a defeat from that Mongol Broly, but I will not accept any subordinates from you. Do you understand? Yes. Still, there's truth in your word. It pains me to admit there's truth in your words. But how do we lower them? How do we lower them to Earth? Frieza and his forces. How could we do that? And that's when they realize that things are busy around here. Well, you, what's all the commotion about? Lord Frieza's asked everyone. I'm just doing a random voice here. Lord Frieza's asked everyone to be on planet Namek. He's apparently looking for the Wish Orbs. Which was? I think he called them Dragon Balls. Anyway, yeah, he said meet him on Namek. The Dragon Balls. But that means he's going for his wish of immortality, which if he gets it, means it doesn't matter what we do or how strong any of them are. There won't be any way to kill him. So we have to go and prevent him from getting the Dragon Balls. And so they fly off. Now, keep in mind, Frieza didn't hear about the Dragon Balls from Vegeta going to get them and Nappa going to get them. No, but I imagine that Vegeta or Frieza would know of them and eventually figure out that Namek might have them. Same with Earth, honestly. If enough time passes. So, they go to Namek, and they're offering their loyalty, as they always do. It's like, oh, Vegeta, Nappa, Ratty, it's so good to see you. Tell me, what do you think of my collection so far? I don't have the full set yet, but I'm getting so close. I can almost taste it.
Of course, beautiful, the beautiful Lord Frieza, and we're here to aid you in any way we can.
It's like, oh, goody, yes. It's been so long since we had a good old-fashioned monkey romp. Okay, I want you to go to the villages on the outskirts and look for the Dragon Balls. And use your scouters, boys. And so, they're going. It's like, if we can find a Dragon Ball before he does, then we should be able to prevent him from being able to obtain his wish. Now, this leads to them immediately going and getting like the 1-star ball from Guru. But Nail even says that I really do think Nail would have been smart enough to figure out, like, it's going to be useless without someone to speak the language, right? And so it's like, all right, here you go. I mean, he might kind of like, but he would still at the same time be like, fine, here you go. Oh, well, thank you. I was like, thank you. You've been most supportive. We'll save you guys for last as a reward. And so they go get the Dragon Balls, and ultimately, Vegeta and Nappa. And the thing is, they know that they need the scouter, so they can't just take Frieza's scouter. So what they're planning now is, like, when Vegeta goes to Frieza goes to make the wish, we'll take the wish up from under, wish for our own immortality, and then we'll use that against him. Yes, and then so they're waiting to say, Dragon, give me immortality! And they're like, ready? Did I do it right? I'm sure I did it right. It's like, why aren't they working? It's like, why aren't they working? Well, why aren't they working? How am I supposed to know? To which, Dodora's, I was like, wait, if I'm not mistaken, it's correct, but these are the Namekian Dragon Balls. Yes, correct, Lord Frieza. That's right. That's why we're here. Well, if I'm not mistaken, don't the Namekians have their own language? Is it possible we have to do it in their language? Of course! Oh, how could I have been so silly? Of course, tell me, who here speaks Namekian? Chiz is like, oh, perhaps I should have inducted one of them into my ranks. But still, didn't we leave any alive? Oh, it's like, actually, we did. The ones who gave us the 1-star ball. We left them alive because they just handed it right over kindly. So we decided to leave them alive. Oh, that was very good. Well done, Dodoya. Good thinking. Well, let's go pay them a visit. And so they all fly off. And now Vegeta's like, damn it, if the wish needs to be made in the language, then what are we going to do? And to which, they finally get to Nails like, oh yes, I see you gave us this lovely Dragon Ball, and the whole set is quite lovely. Fortunately, I can't get them to work, but I believe you can help us with that. My guess is they need to be said in your own language. Is that correct?
That is correct. That's right.
Well, then would you be so kind as to do it for us, and in return, I won't destroy your planet.
Twitch Vegeta decides that I do what he says. I've seen Vegeta blow I keep saying Vegeta. Frieza blow up planets with just a finger. Either way, so either I give you your wish and we live, or I don't give you your wish and you blow us up anyway. And then you don't get what you want regardless. Is that right? It's like,
yeah, when you put it that way, you're not giving yourself much incentive. It sounds like you're planning something. I hope that's not the case. To which, Nappa, and Vegeta's even looking at Nail, and you can even see, I was going to say Nappa, but Nail. And you can actually see the white look on Nail, like, I know that look. He's got something in his mind. What's he doing? Like, very sure. Why not? Seeing as you've been so good. As long as I'm allowed to use one of the wishes to bring back my people. One of them? There's more than one wish. There's 3 whole wishes, actually, the dragon allows. It's like, really? Ooh. Very well. I'll let you use the last one to bring your people back. That seems more than fair. Very well, then. And so, he summons Purunga. Whatever Namekian language sounds like. It's like, and then, why are we back on the ship? And why are we in space? I've always subscribed to the theory that Nail Bane would be a crafty son of a bitch and just get all of them off the planet. I've always thought of that. And then the dragon's like, dragon, make sure there's a veil that people would. I wish there to be a veil that wicked people will not be able to find this planet ever again. So it will be done. Because Barunga was pretty strong. He couldn't resurrect people in mass, but he could resurrect people multiple times. So it's like it's really debated. It's still a video I should probably do at some point. Who's the strongest dragon? Purunga? I mean, it's Super Shenron. We know that, but Purunga, Shenron, or that other one that we got in Dragon Ball Super recently, the one that made Gas the strongest. I know that that one had like limits. I can't remember what those limits are though. It was still a very powerful dragon, and I like the design of that one too. Very amphibian-like, very cool. So it's like, yeah, and they spent a bit more time trying to find it. Like, damn it, they must have used the third, to which your Dodoris says, they must have used the third wish to make sure we wouldn't be able to find the damn planet again. And that's all I had to get immortality in my grasp. To which Vegeta just goes, well, Lord Frieza, there might be another way. Me, Nappa, and Raditz had an interesting little visit on a planet called Earth in the North Galaxy. Is it? Do you tell? It seems that there was a few rogues saying they'll manage to survive on the. Oh, more of you, I see. What does this have to do with anything? From what I understand, there might be Dragon Balls on that planet as well, and that language seems to be the common tongue. We wouldn't even need anyone's help to use them. To which Frieza's like, "You're certain of this?" Oh, almost positive, Lord. I can't. I didn't see them for myself, so I can't have to say I'm 100% certain. But they seem very protective of something. It may be. At worst, it's a wild goose chase, and you get to kill some rogue Saiyans. And Frieza's like, "Ooh, that does sound fun. Win-win. Oh, Vegeta, this is why I like keeping you around." Plot a course to Earth, and so Frieza and his forces are heading to Earth. That is where we're leaving part 4. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you folks for the next one. Have a good one.